Hey, good evening traders. This is Trader Tim from eMiniMind.com bringing you a Monday market analysis for October 24th, 2016. Last week was a pretty slow week, and we're sitting right now at the top of the highs of last week. And as we were going into the week, I had marked the high and low, and that those two levels were important because the low marked kind of the major swing low that we had seen in the recent months, and then the high would have been kind of a breakout of that range. And so most of the week, well, all week really, we just stayed within that range. We had a couple of good trading opportunities throughout the week. Actually, quite a few good trading opportunities, but we didn't really go anywhere in terms of bigger picture, and that's okay. So one thing I want to talk about first is pan out to a monthly chart. And if we look at the markets on a monthly time frame, we can see kind of this bull flag formation where the markets have moved up pretty strongly, and really in the last 2 months we have been met by bulls pushing the markets up every time we've come down to make lows. Going to a weekly chart, a little bit clearer view of that, where we can see a thrust higher and then the move sideways. And you can see 2 weeks ago we had a big body candle to the downside, and we are now within that candle's range. And so I've got the high and the low marked. We were almost within the big body candle that we had from about a month ago, except for a little dip below lows, but the following 4 weeks were all inside bars. We then moved just a touch lower, and then the bulls pushed things back up. And so I'd be looking for us to do one of two things here right at this juncture. So you can see how I've drawn the downtrend line. We've got the two lows identified, marked down here. We've got the high of last week that was just as a reference point, and then the 2163 is the high of 2 weeks ago. So the 2163 to 2107 is the weekly bar, and anything within this is an inside week. Now, being at the downtrend line and sitting right up here with this spinning top today, we can do one of two things. We can come back down and get maybe a triple bottom, so something along the lines, something along the lines of moving down to the 2107, getting another bottom, pushing back up to the downtrend line, and then continuing down to tighten, and then either break down in a major way below 2107s, or tighten, and then break out above the downtrend line. Or at this point, since every time we've come up to the downtrend line, we've met by this little bit of selling pressure. If we break and stay above, so tomorrow if we either gap up or open up and then trend with a big body candle higher and break through this 2163.50, the swing high, I'd be looking for us to continue those highs and come up into this most recent highs, as well as potentially new highs. So pretty important area that we're sitting in right here. If we look at some of the individuals, well, first I guess the broader picture, S&P and Dow are pretty much the same. The NASDAQ, the Russell rather, also looking similar, but the NASDAQ has broken out into a new high on the QQQs. If we look at some individual names like Google, also breaking out to a new high here. Amazon is on its way. We've got earnings in about a week. Netflix was also looking really strong. They already had their earnings, and so a lot of these individual stocks are pushing higher off of either a bull flag pattern or just a recent pullback. So individually, things are looking upwards. So if those individual stocks continue to break out, I would look for the S&P to follow. So tomorrow we could have some really good trading opportunities in terms of possible trending day, big body day to the upside, or rolling over and a trending big body day to the downside and breaking this recent swing low and then just drifting back down to the 2107. So there's, even though we do have possibility for range bound or inside weak action, it is a big enough range, 2110 to 2140. It's a big enough range where there's some pretty good activity in the morning trading session for us to get involved in. So if you want to follow along, you can go to eminymine.com/VIP and join the trading room there. I'll be doing another live trading session later in the week on Thursday, and then another webinar next week. You can check those out. I've got links to those over at the blog, eminymine.com. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.